Hey everyone, welcome back to Linux Network. If you're new here, this is the place where we break down Linux stuff in plain English, no jargon, no assuming you already know what a compositor is. Today we're talking about something very interesting. Omarchy just dropped version 4 and the community has nicknamed it Quattro, and honestly calling it an update almost undersells it. This is closer to a full rebuild of the entire desktop. So if you're an Omarchy user or you're just curious and wondering what all the noise is about, stick around because I'm going to walk you through everything that matters. Every Linux distro has small updates and big updates. Bug fixes here, a new wallpaper there. Quattro is not that. The dev has literally rebuilt the entire desktop shell from scratch using something called Quickshell. And I know that sounds like a small technical detail, but trust me, it changes everything about how the desktop feels. Here is the simple version. Before Quattro, Omarchy was stitching together a bunch of separate little programs to make the desktop work. One program for the top bar, another for the app launcher, another for notifications, another for the lock screen, and so on. It worked, but it was basically duct tape holding several tools together. Now all of that lives inside one single program. The bar, the launcher, the menus, notifications, the volume and brightness pop-ups, the control panels, the lock screen, even the little password prompt that shows up when you install something. It's all one unified thing now, and because it's all one thing, it looks consistent, it feels faster, and it can actually talk to itself in ways it couldn't before. Let's start with the part you'll notice first, the top bar. In the old Omarchy, if you wanted to move the bar, you'd be digging into a config file. Now, you literally just click and hold an empty part of the bar and drag it toward the edge of your screen. A little preview shows up so you know exactly where it's going to land. Drop it on the left or right side and it flips into a vertical bar automatically. Pretty slick for something that used to require editing text files. Oh, and if you double click on an empty part of the bar, it toggles transparency. Small thing, but it's the kind of small thing that makes a desktop feel like it was actually designed, not just assembled. The bar itself is now packed with interactive widgets too. Your clock, your weather, battery, keyboard layout, media controls that actually respond to what you're playing, a system tray, even indicators for things like do not disturb or screen recording. And if a widget doesn't exist yet that you want, there is a plugin system now, so people can build and share their own bar widgets and you install them straight from a GitHub link. This next change is one of my favorite because it's such a quality of life thing. Before Quattro, Omarchy had two separate search tools, one for launching apps and a completely different one called Walker for opening the Omarchy menu and its settings. Two shortcuts, two tools, and it was easy to forget which one did what. They merged them. Now, hitting super plus space opens one single search box that finds your apps and every Omarchy command at the same time. Want to open Firefox? Type it. Want to change your theme? Type it in the same box. It's a small change on paper, but if you're ever fumbled trying to remember which shortcut opens which tool, you'll appreciate this immediately. And if you specifically just want an apps only launcher without any of the settings cluttered mixed in, super plus alt plus space gives you that clean, dedicated view. If you're someone who likes to change up how your desktop looks, this next part is for you. There's now a visual theme switcher opened with super, shift, control and space. Instead of picking a theme name of a list and hoping it looks good, you get an actual filterable carousel showing live previews of each theme before you commit to it. And backgrounds get the exact same treatment. Super plus control plus space flips through your current theme's wallpapers, plus anything you've added yourself, and you can see exactly what you're picking before it applies. There are also a few brand new themes shipping with this release, so even if you don't install anything extra, you've got new options to play with out of the box. Remember how I said everything used to be separate little tools? Bluetooth had one tool, audio had another, the network had a third. Now, those bar widgets open real, proper control panels built right into the shell. Hit Super plus Control plus A and you get a full audio panel with input and output switching. Super plus Control plus W gives you the network panel, which now includes things like a built-in speed test and even Wi-Fi sharing through a QR code, so a friend can join your network just by scanning it with their phone. There is also a dedicated display panel and a power panel, all consistent, all living in the same shell. Here is a fun one, especially if any of you are developers watching this. Omarchy doesn't force a specific AI coding assistant on you anymore. You go into setup, then defaults, then agent, and you choose whichever one you actually want. Claude Code, Codex, Gemini, Copilot, and a handful of others too. Whichever one you pick gets installed automatically the first time you use it, and from then on, one keyboard shortcut summons it instantly in its own window. They even added something clever where if an app crashes on your system, you get a little notification and clicking it hands the crash information straight to your chosen coding agent to help you figure out what went wrong. That's a genuinely useful troubleshooting shortcut for anyone still building up their Linux confidence. Alright, before I keep going, because there's still a lot to cover, if this kind of breakdown is helpful to you, do me a favor and hit subscribe and tap that bell icon so you actually get notified next time I post one of these. It genuinely helps the channel grow, and it means more of these guides get made for people just starting their Linux journey. And to everyone who's already a channel member supporting this channel directly, thank you. Seriously, you're the reason I can keep making these videos, and I don't take that for granted. 3 brand new little apps have joined Omarchy as defaults, and I really like the philosophy behind them. That's simple, do one thing, get out of the way. First up is Omawrite, replacing Typora for writing in Markdown. It opens instantly and autosaves as you type, bound to super plus shift plus W. Then there is Omacut, a super simple video trimmer perfect for quickly cutting down those screen recordings Omarchy takes automatically. And Omacalc, a clean calculator replacing the old GNOME calculator on super plus control plus Q. Beyond those 3, a bunch of default apps got swapped out too. Foot is now the default terminal for better performance, Tensaku replaced Sati for screenshot annotations, and Moonlight is now the default for streaming your desktop or games over the network. This last feature is honestly brilliant if you've ever set up a computer as a gift, or for a family member, or for a classroom. You can now finish an entire installation without creating a user account at all. The machine boots up fresh, and whoever receives it does the actual account setup themselves on first boot, picking their own keyboard layout, username and password. And if the disk is encrypted, the security keys get safely swapped over to their password during that process, so there is no leftover installed password lingering around afterward. It's the kind of detail that shows this dev is thinking about real people using these machines, not just developers. So that's Quattro. Honestly, going through the full changelog for this video, it's one of the biggest jumps I've ever seen for this project. A completely rebuilt shell, a smarter search experience, real control panels, more flexible theming, and quality of life stuff like dragging your bar wherever you want it. If you're already running Omarchy, this update alone is worth the upgrade. And if you've ever been sitting on the fence wondering whether to try it, this is a genuinely great time to jump in. Let me know down in the comments which feature you're most excited to try. I read every single one of them. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.